Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Alex McDonald, and the title of this video is "This Kyle Rittenhouse thing is being used to divide us." And I think it's so obvious the way that it's just being publicized and played out. And I just want to share a couple of thoughts, and let me show you my screen real quick. So I try to look at the history of as much as I can of each event. And so one of the questions I had was, why was Kyle Rittenhouse out in the streets, and why were the people out in the streets? And so let's go back a little bit. In August 25th, 2020, officers shot Jacob Blake, and then shortly after there was riots and there was protests. And so a lot of people forget that that there's something invested in this before this trial happened. And so we see the news and individuals not talk about this, and we see people really upset because of this that's not talking about this. So it shouldn't be forgotten. But let's see, in Antioch, Illinois, just wanted to see this real quick. Of course he would be going to Kenosha on a regular basis because it's the closest big city. Where I live, we live near Fort Wayne, and we go to the city of Fort Wayne for most things. And so out of state, like, he could throw a rock across the state line. I don't think really you can call that out of state as much as they are. Let me see. So if you search, I use DuckDuckGo as a browser for safety and privacy. You search why Kyle Rittenhouse should be in prison, and you see all these different main websites: NBC, MSNBC, CBS, New York Post, The Sun. Like, they want to be talking in terms of division. Like, people who want him free are very vocal, and there's a lot of media on that. And the people who want him to be in prison, there's a lot of media on that. It's so crazy. Let's go to Twitter real quick and see what these individuals are saying here. So on this, it says the Daily News showed this article saying Kenosha shooting victims identified, remembered as sweet, loving guys by family and friends. And so the Daily News is trying to portray them as good guys and Kyle as the bad guy. Let me see if it's gonna share the sound, because beside that, we saw a video of Kyle Rittenhouse there earlier that day describing what he was doing. So they're trying to make him look like the bad guy, and these guys look like the good guy. Hold on one second. Let's check this out.
You're armed and you're in front of this business we saw burning last night. So what's up?
So people are getting injured, and our job is to protect this business, and part of my job is also help people. If there's somebody hurt, I'm running into harm's way. That's why I have my rifle, because I need to protect myself, obviously. I also have my med kit.
What are you doing out here?
So he's got a med kit. He's doing what I would call his duty. He's protecting his community. But then it gets even crazier as these people are wanting to talk about all this. All these people have stuff to say. So they're trying to make these guys look good, the good guy look bad. And then Shahid, he says, first, he's illegally carrying a gun. By this time, police should have him arrested. Second, he's not an EMT or 18 years old. And third, he's not a law officer to go out and try to defend what's not even his. And so what this guy envisions for a future is anybody can do whatever they want. Just don't try to be the hero. Don't try to live for duty. And so that doesn't make sense to me. Here's another thing that's weird is Carly posted on social media, Anthony was a POS, one of these guys that had attacked him. The guy on the right with the long hair and the beard. Sorry, not sorry. He drugged me in high school and forced himself on me and only stopped because I started puking. And everyone is calling this guy a hero? So could you imagine being that individual who's thinking about that trauma and then seeing people talk so highly about him? And it's just so crazy that you can go on either side of this topic and you'll see all kinds of things being said, all kinds of emotion tied into it, and so much focus on it. Like they're really putting a lot of focus on this, and it's really suspicious. But let me leave you with a couple of thoughts that'll hopefully encourage you. One of the things we know that's true is it says, "Woe to those who call evil good and good evil." So we see a lot of that going on both sides. Who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. That is totally what's going on right now. Good is being called evil. Evil is being called good. Like they saying, defending yourself is bad. That doesn't make sense. So we don't want any kind of division or hate or violence. And so it's unfortunate that people suffered from violence, from the original person, Jacob Blake in Kenosha, to the others, and then to the young man's life. He sacrificed and did his duty, and now he had to go through all of that court case and all of this media, and it's violence to his lifestyle, I guess. I don't know. But in 1 John 4, it says, "Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God. For many false prophets have gone out into the world. By this you know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is from God, and every spirit that does not confess Jesus is not from God. This is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you heard was coming, and now is in the world already. Little children, you are from God and have overcome them. For he who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. They are from the world, therefore they speak from the world, and the world listen to them. We are from God. Whoever knows God listens to us. Whoever is not from God does not listen to us. By this we know the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is from God, and whoever loves has been born of God and knows God. And anyone who does not know God, because God is love, they do not know love. In this the love of God was made manifest among us, that God sent his only Son into the world so that we might live through him. In this is love. Not that we have loved God, but he has loved us and sent his Son to be the propitiation for our sins. Beloved, if God so loved us, we also ought to love one another. So through all of this division that we're seeing, that's really what we should be focused on. Love you guys. I'll see you at the top, so I'll see you real soon.